Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Floss Tube. It's Sarah and Sarah here for another episode of Stitching with the Sarahs. And this is episode number 6 for us. And we are two friends. If you're new, let me explain to you what we're doing here. So, we are two friends that have independent Floss Tube channels on our own, but we sometimes, about once a month, come together and we make videos together and we show all of our stitches that we are working on that we have in common and just come and catch up with you and show you all of the wonderful things that we have been doing for the past month. And we posted on both of our channels. So my channel is Handmade by Sarah W. Sarah's channel is Sarah's Stitchery, and you can find us both on Instagram too. I'm Handmade by Sarah W, and Sarah is Stitchy Sarah Reads. So we are excited to be back here with you today. It has been more than a month. We did not come to you. We didn't come at all in September, did we, Sarah?
No, we
Okay.
didn't.
That's what I thought. So we've had a lot going on. If you notice, I'm in a different location. And if you haven't watched my other videos, I'll just briefly tell you the reason I'm not in my sewing room upstairs where I normally film is because I fell. I broke my ankle. I had surgery. I can't walk, so I can't go upstairs. And that kind of prolonged us making a video together. But it gave us a lot more time to work on things to show you. So we're really excited. We have a stack of things to show, like so much.
How much?
So I'm so excited. So, first things first, before we do anything else, we want to give you a little more detail about something that we shared in our last video that we were going to be hosting a stitch along.
Yes, yes. So we mentioned in our last video very briefly that we were going to be hosting the upcoming Winter Folk Stitch Along for Hands-On Design. I'll show you the pattern. It's brand new. There it is. So this is a seasonal series. And this is actually the last release in the series. So we have stitched all the other ones in the series, and this is the last one. So we are hosting this together. It's a Sarah Stitch Along. And this pattern is becoming available in your shops right now. Like Kathy from Hands On Design just released it very recently. So definitely keep your eyes open. Contact your local needlework shop or your online shop and let them know that you want to get a hold of this pattern because we are going to be doing a stitch along. We're going to be hosting the stitch along and we're going to start on November 17th. We wanted to give everybody plenty of time to get a hold of the pattern, get your fabric and your floss, and get everything you need to stitch along with us. So let's talk about some quick details, okay? So this pattern, the called for fabric is Driftwood by Fabrics by Stephanie. The model, I believe, is stitched on 32 count, but you can stitch on Ada too. There are some specialty stitches in all of these seasonal patterns, but they are Ada and linen friendly, so no worries. Whatever you prefer to stitch on will be perfectly fine. All of them are charted in DMC, which is really nice. Makes it very easy to kit up. And you will need some DMC pearl cotton, the in 642, the 12 weight. And that's plenty for all four in the series. So whether you've been stitching along the whole time with all the seasons or you're just jumping in for the first time, we would love to have you stitch this with us. There is a hashtag that we're using. The hashtag is hashtag HOD Winter Folk SAL. And if you do join us, please make sure if you're posting your progress on Instagram or Facebook, make sure you're tagging myself at Stitchy Sarah Reads. Make sure you tag Sarah, Handmade by Sarah W. And of course, tag Kathy, the designer, Hands On Design. And also, if you're finishing it on this finishing board here, like Sarah's showing you there, that board is from Chantel's 141 Design Company. So tag her as well. We all want to see your progress. We want to see your finishes, all the good things. One more thing I wanted to mention. I mentioned Sarah and I are starting on November 17th. Feel free to join in with us on November 17th. If you want to start earlier than November 17th, that's fine. If you want to start later, that's fine. There's no schedule. It's just stitch at your own pace, have fun with it, and we're just all going to enjoy stitching on this together and working at our own pace. So no rules, just fun. So and let's talk a little bit more about the rest of the series, Sarah, because you and I have actually stitched the rest of the series.
We have. We
Yeah.
definitely have. And we're going to show them to you. I know we've shown them in the past, but it's fun. We're already talking about it. So let's look at all of them. And something that I really love about this, I love a seasonal series. I love that this board is out all the time. And
Mm.
then I can just swap it out as I swap out my seasonal decor. So let's talk about fall since we are in that season right now. So this was the last one that I stitched, but it was the first one that Sarah stitched because this debuted as an exclusive pattern initially a year ago at the Chantel's 141 Design at Pepper Alley Retreat. And so Sarah did all the pre-stitching for it and took it there and learned how to fully finish it and everything. So it wasn't released until like a year later. And so that's when I got it and I recently stitched it. So let's go ahead and show those. So here's our finishes. On all of mine, I used Earthen by Picture This Plus and then all the called for DMC. Sarah, you want to tell the fabric that you used?
Yes, I did use the call for like she said, I stitched this last year at the 141 Pep Rally retreat. So it came with a kit, and in the kit was the called for fabric. And so I've just kept with that theme throughout and stitched on the called for. This is 32 count driftwood by Fabrics by Stephanie. And I stitched two over
Yep.
two.
Yes. And so when I stitched, the first one that I stitched was spring, and I just had this fabric in my stash and I thought it would look good. So I just grabbed it and went with it. So I've been using it for all of them. So I'm just going to continue and do that with winter
Yeah.
also. But our finishing is a little bit different too, where I just pulled a fabric that was in my stash and some black rickrack and finished mine up that way. And then, Sarah finished hers. You used all the called for, or what
Right.
was used in the model, right?
Right.
And so yeah, they have a different look, but like both super cute. And the
Absolutely.
possibilities are just endless on how you finish it if you want to use a different like you could pull out the greens, like if you wanted a green fabric or a green rickrack or something. So, or there's even blue in it. I mean, that would have been
Hmm.
pretty to accentuate. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that
And you
would have
might
been
even
really good.
notice too that our boards are different colors because when you get the
Hmm.
board from Chantel's 141 Design Company, it comes not stained or painted at all. So it gives you the freedom to decide, do I want to stain it? Do I want to paint it? How do I want my finished piece to look? So
Hmm.
I like that there's a lot of creative liberty you can take with these designs for sure.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, my husband thought we had the stain that you guys had, and so he took it to the garage and he brought it back. He was like, "Oh, I didn't have that one, but I used this other one instead. It's really similar." I was like, "Okay, whatever. It looks
It
great.
looks
Thank
great.
you." I love the detail in this board. That's oh my
Yes.
gosh, and I love how like you kind of at first glance can't see it, but then when you get a little closer, you can see it, and it really goes so good with the pattern. I mean,
Yeah, it like really
obviously she
mimics
did.
these like quilt
Yeah,
squares. Yeah, I love
yeah.
that.
And I think
Mhm.
this was like my favorite part of all of them. I loved stitching this part. Oh, I just think it looks so good.
Very cute.
Yeah.
And we have these all mounted on here using magnets. So I've got
Yes.
magnets on the back of my finish and then on the back of the board. And they're so easy to swap out. I just love having these for all the seasons. Well,
Mhm.
almost all the seasons.
We're about to have it.
Yes. So that was
Yes.
fall.
Yes.
And then I'm going to show you spring. That was the first one that Sarah stitched, and that was the first stitch along that I hosted for this series. So I hosted a stitch along for this one back in the spring, and it turned out so pretty. Again, I used all of the called for DMC. You did as well, right?
I did.
And we already talked about our fabrics. So
Yes.
I just think it's so cool. Like, even though we used all the same colors, like just changing the fabric color and like the background color, like really kind of makes it look like a different piece. And they are both
Mhm.
so stunning. Like, your
They are.
pinks are just like popping.
Yeah, and like your bunnies really stand out, which I mean, you can totally see mine in person. I think the
Oh,
light
yeah.
is kind of blowing it out, but it's a different look, but they're both so beautiful. These
Hmm.
are so fun to stitch because in the patterns, she has like each band kind of separated with a letter. So
Yeah.
you kind of feel like you get this mini finish each time you finish one of those. It's so fun.
It is fun, yeah, and I love, we didn't really show in the last one, but I love the specialty stitches so much. So not
Yeah.
only, do you have your regular cross stitches, but I'm learning new specialty stitches every time I stitch it. And as you can see, those specialty stitches look great on linen and they look great on Ada. Kathy does provide very detailed written instructions. So she has a diagram, but she also provides tutorial videos for each of the specialty stitches. So, don't let that stop you. Don't be like, well, I can't do specialties. You can.
You
You
can.
can.
You can. And I didn't need the video at all. Like her written instructions are fabulous.
Same.
Fabulous. And I loved doing them so much.
And
I
like I
really,
mentioned,
really
the
did.
specialty stitches are all with the same color
Mhm.
DMC pearl cotton for each design. So you only need to buy one spool of it and you've got plenty. But it
Yeah,
looks
I'll show
pretty.
some of the ones from fall. See, that one was really cool. I had never done that before. That
Yes.
was like the herringbone, right? Is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one too.
Yeah,
And
I do
how cool
too.
does that look?
I know. I loved it. Yeah. These are really, really fun. I'm kind of sad that it's coming to an end, but I love them. I
Yes. I
really,
love just being able to, like, I'll be able to just pull it out, pop it on my board, and I've got a display piece ready to go.
exactly. So then the only one we have left to show is the summer one. And ready?
Here it is.
Yep. So again, you see, we have different finishing supplies. Although with winter, we're going to do the same, but with all the rest, I honestly pulled from stash. Um, like it was just stuff that I already had, and I just thought I loved bringing the purple because I love stitching with purple.
Me too.
And I loved the purple in this. It's so pretty. Like, look how pretty those are.
I know.
Oh, these are so cute. I kind of forgot about that part. Yeah, so pretty.
I know there's so much detail in
Oh,
each one. It's like you just gotta like really look at it to take in all of the different motifs and details.
mm-hmm,
It's just so cute. Yeah, I do love the purple in this
mm-hmm.
one as well.
And I really like how the alphabet is like split up.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. It's so
Very
pretty.
cute. And
Mm-hmm.
I just like to like you know, this is so different than a lot of like hands-on design patterns. Like, I love hands-on design, don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But this is such a different look for Kathy. I love that she's, willing to stretch herself as a designer and try something new. And I think she really pulled it off. And I love that she made it a seasonal series, and that we got to see different iterations of this kind of design. So I love it so much. And I'm super excited to be stitching some pine cones.
Me
Aren't those so
too.
cute?
Me too. And this was really, really well received. Like so many people are already stitching this series.
Hmm.
They have stitched along with us, and so many people have already reached out to me and said, "I can't wait to get a hold of winter. Like I'm doing that with you and Sarah. I can't wait." So it's gonna be fun and
Yes.
literally no pressure on like we're not saying like you have to have this done this day or anything like that. And I mean, just start it with us if you want. Start it after we do. But show us your progress because we
Yes.
love to see it and we love to share it on Instagram. That's so fun.
For sure. Yes. So we're super excited. If you're going to be joining us, let us know in the comments or message us or whatever. We're so excited to stitch that with you guys. So get your
Yes.
hands on your winter folk, people. We're going to get
Yes.
started here next month. So,
Yes. And don't worry about if you can't get it today. We have plenty of time. I mean, that's like a month away, really.
yeah.
So they are going to be, if they're not at your shop already, they will be there very, very soon. And so we have plenty of time to get all of our supplies together.
Yes. And just as a reminder, make sure you use the hashtag HOD Winter Folk SAL. We'll put all of that below. So no worries. Don't try to remember all that right now. So.
No?
Okay, wonderful. That was exciting.
Yes.
Speaking of exciting, we have some really fun finishes to show you. We've been busy. You being home with your ankle, I've been
Mm-hmm.
home sick a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten some stitching done.
Yes. And so
Yes.
during, because this next one, that's really when we started it, isn't it?
Yeah.
When
Mhm.
you were home. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the finishes comes from a booklet from the Blue Flower called Spooky Autumn Smalls. I think
Yep.
Sarah has that. She's going to show it to us. There it is. So that actually came out last year in 2023 from the Blue Flower. And you can see there are 5 cute little spooky smalls that you can stitch. And Sarah and I have stitched 2 of them. Um, well, I've stitched 2 of them. Sarah has stitched more than 2. So we'll start with the 2 that we both stitched, and then Sarah can show you the other ones she's working on.
Yeah.
So let's start with the cats because I stitched the cats last year
Okay.
and you stitched the cats this year.
Yes.
And so I fully finished mine last year. You haven't had the opportunity yet because you're stuck on the couch.
Correct.
But
All right. I'm ready.
okay, let's show them.
Okay.
There's mine and there's yours. Aren't they so cute? I mean, come on,
So
cats and socks
cute.
and
I
witch
love it.
hats.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
There is nothing cuter. So
I know.
I just finished mine as a little pillow with some little pom pom trim. I'm assuming you'll probably make yours into a pillow as well.
Yes, I'm gonna do all of them. And I have this like black and white bowl that I'm gonna put them in. It's gonna be so cute.
Oh, that will be cute.
Mm-hmm.
I stitched mine on a 40 count Cyprus using Cyprus by Fiber on a Whim, using
Mm-hmm.
all the called for DMC.
And mine
You,
is on 20 count fiber on a whim pistachio, which is the called for color. I think they're pretty similar. In fact, I've used Cypress before. Remember
mhm.
that hands-on design exclusive from the Jingle Ball last year that we did together?
All is
I
calm.
think yes, I think I did it. I think I used it on that. But yeah, everything I used was called for except for one color. And it was the color in cotton color. It wasn't in stock when I was ordering floss. So I just used Weeks dye work. I think it's Weeks Kohl and that's what this middle cat is in. But everything else I'm using for this whole thing is all the called for floss. And I love it.
Me too. Very cute.
Yes.
So speaking of the spooky autumn smalls, we decided to stitch another one together. We decided to do the Biscornu, the spider Biscornu. You want to show yours?
I do.
Let's do it. Oh my goodness gracious. This was my first Biscornu ever. And I think it turned out pretty darn great.
Yeah.
If
I
you've
love
never
it.
stitched a Biscornu, don't be afraid to try. It really was not as scary as I thought it was going to be. Sarah really encouraged me to give it a try, and she was right. It wasn't so bad. I love the
Yeah.
little ghosties.
Yeah. So the way you put it together is you stitch two squares that are the exact same size. And then you start in the middle of one square with the point, the corner of another. And
Hmm.
that's kind of how it just kind of naturally comes together like this. It's really cool.
It's like magic.
Yeah. It's really fun. I was able to do it because um I didn't need anything. Like I didn't need my sewing machine or anything, so I could just stitch
Yeah.
this together by hand. I really enjoyed it doing a finish like that. Like a
Yeah.
mattress finish or a biscuit new. I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think they turned out so cute.
I
I'm
do too.
looking
And
forward
they're
to stitching
little.
more. I know they're so tiny.
Uh-huh.
And same fabric and floss that we mentioned before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you are like going gangbusters here. She's like, let me just stitch them all. So
I
show
know.
us what you're working on.
Okay, so next, after that one, I want to do all of them. And so the next one I did was the little raccoon.
So cute.
So cute. I actually put a poll up on Instagram and people voted for which one I should do next. And this one was like 50%. And then the other two were just about equal, like 25-25. So I just went ahead after I got that done and I have started both of these.
That moth. Oh my lord.
It
That's
is
gonna be
going,
so pretty.
I know, because it has purples in it. Oh, I was saving those for last. It's going to
So
be good.
beautiful. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see them all finished. And I
I
can't wait till you can
know.
go up in your sewing room and make them all into the most
Ugh,
adorable little pillows.
me too. I can't wait. I love them. So cute. Yeah, and they're little. So,
Yeah, they
one
don't take
piece
very
of,
long.
yeah, and they don't take a whole lot of fabric either. So, one piece of fabric is more than double than what you really need.
Right. Very
So,
nice. What's next?
okay, next up, we have another. This was also kind of a you're homesick kind of, and I can't walk. And so let's just get it going.
Well, I
So
totally
this,
copied you on this one.
so my friend Chelsea, this is her first chart that she designed. And it's called October 31st and it's a PDF. You can get it. She actually is right now designing under her mom's name. So it's in her mom's Etsy shop, Annie B's Folk Art. Have you heard of her? I'm sure you have.
Maybe.
So it's her daughter. How fun is that?
That's so cool.
I know. So let's show our little stitches. So cute.
It's so tiny and
I
adorable.
know. So you have the little ghost and the little kitty cat. Um, I had to call for fabric in my stash. I had actually just used it for another project, and so I had just enough to stitch it on this. Why does that
Whatever.
happen? Who is that? I don't
Whoever
know if
it
you
is,
guys
they don't
can
like
see,
this.
but like no one else is in here. This is just a private call between the two of us. And someone
Well,
just did a thumbs down. I think it's like a glitch, but that cracks me up. It happened on our first one, and we both were like, what?
we were really freaked out the first time
Yeah,
it happened. Now I'm just like, okay.
whatever. Um, so
Don't make
so
me laugh.
I'm sorry. That's just so funny. I just was not expecting to see.
I was gonna
Um,
ignore it, but then I saw your face and I was like,
I know.
mm-mm.
Okay, so the call
Okay.
for fabric is picture this plus eek, and I happen to have some, which is really a cute orange fabric. And so I used it, but I didn't use any of the call for floss. I didn't have it. I wanted to start it ASAP. So I used some leftover floss from the Pumpkin House, and it's from Forbidden Fiber Co.
Yes, same. So Sarah showed me that she was stitching this, and I was like, so I'm gonna stitch it too, because I want to be just like Sarah when I grow up.
Oh,
I did not have the called for fabric, but I had this fabric in my stash. It is 40 count amber from Fiber on a Whim, and I think it's perfect.
It is.
I love yours. I love the color of yours. I'm going to need some Eek in my life for sure. But I use the same
Yeah.
floss too because we both had the same Forbidden Fiber Co. flosses from the Pumpkin House by Liz Mathews. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to use that too. However, the green that you used, I believe it's celery.
Hmm.
It was just a little too light on because my fabric is lighter than yours. And so
Yeah.
it was just a little too light. So I had another Forbidden Fiber Co. floss in my stash that I thought looked great. Although I used to be in their floss club and it was a one of a kind. So it doesn't have a name. It just says one of a kind number 3 or something. So
Hmm.
but it turned out so cute. I think there's only like
Yeah.
what, 5 colors in this?
Yeah, there's a white, a black, like a brownish color, orange,
And green.
and green.
Mhm.
So you could literally, like, you definitely would have those colors in your stash. Like, it doesn't have to be
Absolutely.
the called for. And this was such a, what do we do it in like 2 or 3 days?
Yeah, pretty quick. Mhm.
Super quick. I love the tombstone.
Mhm.
And so when I was doing mine, my line got a little bit crooked, but I liked how it looked. I was like, I'm
It's so
leaving
cute.
that. I think it looks makes it look kind of spooky and like
Yeah, it
old.
does.
Yeah. So I left it.
Very cute. So yeah,
Mhm.
go purchase this chart. Show Chelsea some love, our new designer
Yes.
in our community. How cool is that? And if you watched the most recent Annie B's floss tube video, she talks about her process. She designed it as she was stitching it.
Amazing.
What a process, right?
I
I couldn't do
know.
it. So I'm pretty
No.
impressed by her. That's pretty
Me
cool.
too. I know.
All right, we have another finish,
Oh,
by the way.
yes.
This one was one that I had started, I want to say a couple of years ago. You
Mhm.
started it pretty recently.
Mhm.
It's another blue flower. It is, you ready to show it?
Mhm.
Autumn Bee. Oh
Mm.
my goodness gracious.
Oh,
So pretty.
it's so good.
Oh, the colors, the colors. So I used 40 count Heather by Fiber on a Whim, and I stitched it with all the called for Dinky Dyes. And then I fully finished it using the Lady Dot Creates chenille in the color Berry Crush. Excuse me, Velveteen in the color Berry Crush and the chenille in the color Berry Crush, which are called for in the finish. And so I loved the model on the picture so much that I wanted mine to be exactly the same, except for the fabric. I don't have the called for fabric, but everything else is called for. So there's mine. Let's talk about yours. Your colors are so vibrant.
I know. I did mine on a 16 count. I think it's like a witchelt fabric in the color Peaceful Purple. And I did a whole color conversion to overdyes. I just pulled from Stash. And I also will finish mine the same with the Berry Crush, Velveteen, and Rick or chenille. This part matches like really these so good with that color.
Mm,
And I was because I had bought the chenille before I even started stitching it, and I was like matching my conversion to make it look good with that because I loved it.
mm.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this finished. And actually, Sarah and I did not have a ton done on this, and we had a for some reason we made it our goal to finish it by the end of September.
We did it.
And we did it, but my hand was literally about to fall off.
There's
Like,
so much stitching in here, so much solid. Like,
you
look
have
at
no
that.
idea. Okay. Like, it's fine, but that goal was almost unrealistic. Like, I think we were like right at the end of the month. When I got done with it, I just put it down and I was like, I can't stitch anything else today. Like, I don't even think I stitched at all the rest of the night. I was just like, my hand is dead.
But it's
But
so worth it because look
it was.
how gorgeous. I'm keeping this out all year. I know it's called
Me
Autumn
too.
Bee.
Me
It's staying
too.
out all year long.
It's my favorite thing. It's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
love
I
it.
could not stop looking at it. And then, so since because normally when I finish something, I'll take it upstairs and put it in my to be finished box. Well, I can't really do that right now. So I have a bag that I'm just keeping it all in. So I hadn't looked at it, for a while. And then when I pulled it out to do this video, I was like, oh my
Right.
God, it is so good.
It's so good. I
It
know.
is.
Every time I see it, I'm just like, "Ooh, I love this." So I'm
Yes.
glad we pushed ourselves to get it done.
Me
It was a
too.
labor of love.
Me too. Yeah. And we did it. I mean, it wasn't, whatever. We handled it. But it was a lot. And that was
It
like
really
all I
was.
stitched on for days. Okay,
Same,
so this
same.
next stitch that we're going to show, this was another one that you had gotten in like a box or something. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't released to the public yet, but when I saw you show it, I thought I will get that as soon as it's out. That's what happened with Autumn Bee too. I got it as soon as it was out. But I thought I'm going to stitch that as soon as it comes out. I love it so much. And it's the Pumpkin House by Hello from Liz Mathews. Um, let's see. I think I have. Do you have the chart in front of you or no? I think I might have it. Um, yes, right here. Okay. So this is the one where you stitch it on two different fabrics and then you hand stitch those together. And the key is they have to be the same count. Really, you need to probably get it from the same designer too, because
Probably.
some counts are a little different from different dyers.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this, last year when it came out. As soon as it came out, I couldn't wait. And Sarah and I both had the Forbidden Fiber Co. conversion on it, and and we both started it. Well, I didn't have a ton done, but recently, as we're into fall, I'm like really into fall stitching right now, and so I started working on mine more, and so it made Sarah pull hers out. And I'll let you tell the story on yours, but I'll how about I go ahead and show mine, and then you can tell
Go
the
ahead.
story about yours. Okay. So let me show you mine. I finished the whole thing, and it is so good. It's
So
so
good.
good. Oh my gosh. So I used, and I got to tell you, I think I said 20 count in my last video in the video where I showed this, but I think it's actually 18. It's either 18 or 20. I don't know. But both of my fabrics are from Picture This Plus, and the bottom is fog and the top is haunted. And they matched up perfectly. And I absolutely love this stitch. Look at all the detail in the house, too. It's super pretty.
It's
So
gorgeous.
I'm very pleased. I plan to frame it. I love it. And why don't you tell about your journey?
Okay, so mine looks a little different. I'm missing a part. If you watched my video recently, I talked about it. I had started both parts. I'd started the house, I had started the pumpkin patch. I don't know where my brain was when I was doing it, but I was stitching them on different counts. I don't know why. Um, I don't know. I was stitching the top on a 40 count and I was stitching the bottom on a 46 count. And I was just really disappointed in myself. And I was like, at first, I was just going to like UFO the whole thing, just be like, forget it, I'm done. And I was like, no, like you've got a pretty good start on that bottom. Like at least finish the bottom and turn it into a pillow and you'll have something, right? I can always go back and stitch the whole thing if I want to. But for now, instead of being mad and not doing any of it, I'm pleased with having half of it. So there's mine. It's so cute.
How did you realize? Like, how did you like try to line it up and then you realized, or?
No, I had pulled it out to work on it. And I was like, oh, I was like trying to refresh my memory, like what fabric is this? So this is 46 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And then I pulled out my blue fabric because I'd already started stitching the house and I realized it was 40 counts. And I also made the mistake of using two different dyers as well. So who knows?
Mm,
Had I stitched the whole thing, they might not have matched up perfectly anyway.
Yeah.
My other one was a Fabrics by Stephanie. And
Mhm.
so I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. I think I was
Yeah.
just so excited to start it. I was like, I've got a blue fabric, I've got a white fabric, let's do it.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay. I love
I
it.
really it looked your start looked really good on the house. And I mean, you could even just do that. Just do the house and make it like a little shelf sitter kind of situation.
I
Or
could.
like
I'm probably not going to.
I know. I know.
Right
Let's
now
just call it a
I'm so
yeah,
annoyed by it. I just needed to put it away somewhere.
I know.
I didn't frog out the stitches I did. So I mean, they're still in there.
Yeah,
It's not a never. It's just a not right now.
right. That's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay. That's all right.
it's okay.
Okay, so
All
oh,
right.
okay. This is
Okay.
we are just showing all these finishes. We've just been so busy.
Yeah, we've been on fire. So these next couple are finishes for you, not for me. But the
Oh, you
next one,
haven't. Oh, that's right. I forgot that you
well,
didn't.
well,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
not done. I'm not done. It's okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. The next one that we are going to show is the 2024 Wee Santa by Heart and Hand. He's so cute. I love his red glasses. And I started this when I was at the recent 141 Pep Rally retreat in Michigan, and you started it with me at the same time. You weren't at the retreat, but you started it at home. So Sarah's
Yes.
got to finish. I've got to start, and let's show that. Are
Okay.
you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
There's my start. There's your
Oh,
finish. It is so cute.
yes.
Tell us the details of yours.
So mine is on an 18 count picture this plus shale. And I used all the DMC, like all the did they give you a conversion or did
Um, I
I
believe
think
so.
they do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so then that's what I used.
it's charted in Classic Colorworks and it's got a DMC conversion. Mhm.
Mhm. So I used all the DMC.
And I think I'm using some Classic Colorworks and some DMC just depending on what I had in my stash.
Mhm.
So, and I had, like I said, I started this when I went to the retreat. I had actually brought a neutral fabric. I think it might have been like the picture of this, no, Fiber on a Whim latte.
Mhm.
It ended up being just too light, and some of the lighter colored floss was not going to show up on it. So I was at the retreat and I was like, do I have something with me that could work? And I did. I actually have another stitch on this piece of fabric, but I don't cut my fabrics. And so I was like, oh, I've got plenty of room to stitch something else on here. So I pulled this out. This is actually Silver Fox by Fiber on a Whim. 40, I want to say it's a 46 count. And so I was like, oh, that'll work. And so I pulled that out and I have a teeny tiny start.
Very cute.
Yeah, I love
The
it. Yours
red
is so
looks
cute.
really good on that fabric color.
It does. It really does. How are you going to finish yours? Are you doing a pillow or are you going to do a different kind of finish?
I think I'm gonna do an ornament.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. The other one that we did, it's actually on the back of that chart if you want to flip it around.
Oh, yeah.
The one from last year, I actually had that one ready to turn into an ornament. And then I can't go up there. So I'll be finishing both of those as ornaments. I was
Very cute.
using one of the pieces from Chantel's ornament box from last year is what I was going to use on that wee Santa from last year. Like I had
Good
already pulled it
idea.
out and I was like, okay, this is going to work for this. And then, the rest. I can't go
Right.
up there.
Best laid plans, right?
Exactly. Okay, so this next one is one that I had actually started this with my friend Allie,
This was another one
and
that I had to copy you on.
it's not copy, it's join in on the fun.
I'm like, what's that pattern you're stitching?
And so yeah, so Sarah was like, I love that. I want to stitch it too. And she like immediately got the chart too. And I'm ready to show if you are.
Well, you're going to show the chart first? Well, I
Oh,
guess you don't
wait,
have to because you have finished, don't you?
I do. But you
I
show
have
the
the
chart. Do
chart.
you have it in front of you? Okay. I know
So
I
the
don't have
chart
a
is
lot of these down.
right. Well, you're done stitching it. Why
Or
would you,
open.
right?
Exactly. Like I've been trying to get everything together to like go up there. And so it's not, these are not in like their bags they used to be in or anything. So
It's
anyway,
all good. So
yeah. So
it's
this is
Jack's
by
house.
Stacy Nash. Yep.
Yeah,
Jack's
Jack's
House
house
Pin
pin
Keep.
keep. Mm-hmm.
So cute.
Yes, it is. So do you want to show?
Yeah.
I'm going to put
So
mine on
I
the board
finished
so you can
mine
see.
already.
And I'm working on mine.
Ah, it's so
There it
good.
is.
What fabric is yours on?
I have no idea. It was a
Oh,
scrap in my bin because I had started something else on this that I had UFO'd. We're going to pretend that's not there.
that's pretty.
Um, it is pretty, but I decided I didn't want to stitch that anymore. So I threw the scrap into my bin. I don't have a record of what it is. I know it's probably a 40 count. That's about all I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, mine is on 18 count. Picture this plus shale. Again, I feel like I've said that 3 times already.
It's a great
I love this
fabric.
color. Yeah. And I just think it looks so good. I love it. I'm making it into a pillow and I
And
love
you
it.
made the decision not to do the jack up here. And I
I
think it
did.
works. I had worried that not putting jack up here, like there would be like an empty space. But
Yeah.
looking at yours, like I would never look at that and be like, shouldn't there be something up at the top? Like it doesn't look like there's anything missing.
Yeah, definitely. Oops. I was trying to show you like right up to it. The reason I didn't is because I also stitched what's that other one? House on Pumpkin Hill or something by Stacy Nash. Now, I had finished that into a frame, but I don't want it like that. It's a pin keep. You know, her pin keeps are big
Yeah.
typically. So I had finished it into a frame. I'm over that. I'm going to pull it out and turn it into a pillow. And I just think that they are going to look so cute side by side.
Mm.
And that one didn't have any words on it. And so that was my thinking. I was like, well, I'm going to put it next to that one. And they kind of really go together when you see it.
I
You'll
can't
know what
wait
I
to see them
mean.
together.
Yeah, me too. Oh, love it. So, yeah.
And this chart only calls for 3 colors. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
all gentle arts. Yeah, 3 gentle arts. I
Yep.
did add a fourth color. I wanted a green in mine. So I pulled a Roxy floss in the color spinach. And so I'm doing all of the vines and leaves in the spinach, but everything else I'm doing the same as called for.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
I
used
think
all the called for.
it's just so cool how like different ours look, different fabric,
Mhm.
and adding another color, like it looks like a completely different
It
stitch.
does. It does. I love that. Oh,
Okay. All right, what's next? Oh,
yeah.
we're going from a small one to a big one.
Huge.
All right. And I can't wait to work some more on this one. I kind of fell behind on this one. I didn't do my homework.
That's okay. You
But
got it.
my homework's done now. So let me show you the pattern first. This is Serenity by Teresa Kogut. This came out in the spring back in at the Nashville market. And we both loved it so much we had to start it. It is a big pattern. The stitch count is 338 by 340. It's going to take a while, but we are making some great progress. So I finally caught up with my homework. So are you ready to show it?
Let me get it going the right
It's
direction.
such a big
Okay.
one.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's show it.
Okay.
I think I'm ready. I don't think I can get the whole thing in the picture. There we go. There we go. So I aren't we stitching on the same fabric?
Yes.
Looks
Mine's
completely different.
18. I know.
Yeah.
Mine's 18 count and yours is 40.
Mine's 40, and they're both latte by Fiber on a Whim, right?
Yep. This is one
And
of
we're
my
using
favorite colors.
all the called for colors. Yep.
Yep.
And so the last thing we worked on was doing the border, this color all along the border. And so
Mm-hmm.
that was our last assignment. Some things that Sarah and I work on, we work on at our own pace, as you saw with like the Wee Santa and the Jack's House pen keep. And then other things we like set goals together and we stay in the same place. So this is one of those ones that we're working on like at the same pace. So
Mm-hmm. That's why
so
we
I'm
have
ready.
exactly the same amount done.
I know. So Sarah and I, once we get off our video, we got to decide what are we going to stitch next?
Yep.
Hmm. You said you wanted just to keep these little butterflies to the end, right?
Well, it doesn't have to be the very end, but like, let's not do them so soon. I
Okay, fine.
love those. I feel like you a lot of times will like go for the good stuff, and
Yeah,
I'm the one that's like, no, we're gonna do the border, and you're like,
you're so boring.
I
Ah,
know, I
she's like the
know.
teacher. Even though I'm a teacher in real life, she's the teacher of our friendship. She's like, let's do the border first. But I don't wanna. Oh, and don't forget, we got to show our bags. Hold on.
Okay.
We have beautiful matching bags because Sarah made us these beautiful bags for our Serenity stitch. So thank you, Sarah. I love it so
You're
much. The colors are
welcome.
perfect.
Yep.
The colors are perfect for the stitch. And we sometimes we make hashtags for the things we stitch together. And so when we started this one, we started using the hashtag Serenity with the Sarahs. So if you're
Yes.
stitching Serenity and you want to use our hashtag and tag us, we'd love to see that. You
Yeah,
don't
and
have
if
to
you
be a Sarah
stitch,
to use our hashtag.
no, we have like so many honorary Sarahs that are like so many people have been like, I want to be a Sarah. I love that. That's so cute.
Yes. You can be a
You
Sarah
are a
even if your
Sarah.
name is Mallory or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. And then everything else we stitch, we use like if we don't have like an official hashtag for like a stitch along, we just use stitching with the Sarahs. And I love
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, so if you're stitching anything we're stitching, use our hashtag so we can see it. And we love to see when you're stitching things that we're stitching, and we like to repost too, if you're okay
Yep.
with that.
Yes.
All right,
Okay,
what's
so the
next?
next thing we have to show is Anne Hughes from Quaint Rose Needle Arts. And this was my birthday start. And we both are using the same fabric. We do have hashtags, hashtag Sarah's B-Day Sal and hashtag Anne Hughes B-Day Sal. And we're both using the same fabric. You ready to show?
I'm ready if you are.
Okay.
Let's do
Yep.
it.
So mine is an 18 count Seraphim old stationery, and yours is 40 count.
Yes, mine's 40 count, same fabric, Seraphim old stationery. So
And they look completely different.
completely different. And that happens a lot, because I stitch on linen, Sarah stitches on Ada, and the fabrics just hold dye different. So it's
Mhm.
always interesting to see that even if we're using the same fabric, it often looks very different.
Yeah.
It
So,
looks
but
so
they're both
good.
beautiful. Yeah, they're both beautiful. I love this color.
And so many people are stitching this with you, Sarah.
I know. I love it.
That's because you picked an amazing birthday, Sal. I mean, I haven't gotten to any of that blue yet, but I cannot wait to stitch that blue and the birds. Oh my goodness
I
gracious.
know. I know. I the thing about this chart though is the size. It's not that big. And let's see. It is how big is 173 by 158. It's not huge. And usually I do like a big birthday start and it lasts for like months and months. And so I've been kind of dragging my feet. I'll pull it out. I only do a little bit. I'm just trying to savor it because it's going to go fast.
Yeah.
And so I really, really love it. I really love the floss. The
Yeah, we're
colors
using all the
are
called for.
so good.
Mm, so pretty.
So good.
and
Look
show
at
that
that.
cottage garden thread.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah, so it calls for classic colorworks, general arts, and then there is one cottage garden thread that's like a very highly variegated, and it's used in the flower pots on either side of the house, which
Mm-hmm.
is such a cool look. I can't wait to start
Mm-hmm.
that part.
Me too. I'm like saving those and the birds. I'm trying to.
Yeah, same. I think the next step for me is going to be filling in that house.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I know. I love it so much.
You picked a good one.
Well, thank you for starting it with me.
Oh, of course. All right, let me put
Oh,
this
one of
away.
our favorites is up next.
Yes, like I think this is my favorite, to be
You know,
honest with you.
this is another one I don't want to end. I do not want it to end.
I
And I know that you're like, I want it to be finished.
Yeah, I'm the opposite because, like, especially if I love something, like, I want to finish it right now. I want to fully finish it so that I can have it displayed and use it. I think you're more, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're more of a process stitcher. You love the process of stitching it so much that you don't want
Mhm.
it to end. I want it to end because I want to see the fully finished thing. Not that I'm not enjoying stitching it. I'm totally enjoying stitching it, but I love it so much that I want it to be done. And you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? I'm talking about Sarah's Sewing Bag by Stacy Nash Designs. It is gorgeous. So I'm showing the front, Sarah's showing the back. So you stitch it all as one piece. And then when you go to fully finish it, you fold it, up like that and make a little pouch for your sewing notions. So let's
So
show it.
cute.
We're getting close to a finish.
Yes, we are.
And
Oh,
I love it. All right. I'm getting it on my board here. All right. I'm
I'm
ready if you
ready.
are. Okay, let's do it. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. So I'm stitching mine on a 40 count salt bush by Fox and Rabbit. And you,
18 count LFA linens in the color Millstone.
so pretty. And we're
Mm-hmm.
both using a conversion. So this was one of those ones like we were both like it was kind of a whim. You're like, I really like this pattern. I was like, I like that too. And we're like, let's start it. And so I believe, was this a PDF download?
Like I had already bought the chart. Like I bought the physical chart. Like I had bought the paper chart.
Mine looks like
And
it's printed. So I think I
you
bought a
printed the
PDF.
PDF. Yes, because I had it and we were talking about it, and you were like, I can get that PDF right now. Like, let's start it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we kind of pulled from stash. It calls for all week's dye works. We didn't have all the week's dye works, and so it was kind of funny because we were like, well, let's pull some other DMCs from stash. And so we kind of came back together. I was like, what DMCs did you pull? And you gave me a list. I'm like, that's so funny because I pretty much pulled the same ones. So we're using mostly the same colors,
Yep.
and I think it looks so pretty. So we got, if you look back at the pattern, we got this top done here, like the flap. We got the main body of it. So all we have left to do is the back. So
Mm-hmm.
when we stitch it, that actually gets stitched down below here. So, and it's like stitched upside
Yeah.
down.
And then you'll fold it.
Hmm.
So you'll kind of like an envelope. You'll fold it up and then you'll fold it down.
Yes, exactly like that.
So
So
this is what you'll see.
now
You
I've
know,
never
it's
done a finish like that before. So I'm like scared about it, but excited to try it.
it's gonna be so good. I love
It's
it.
going to be really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Love that
Oh,
one.
and we have another fun, really funky one coming up. So this next stitch, we started it on April 1st.
April Fool's Day.
Yes, and we did buy the PDF of this. And it is Hands Across the Sea, Foolery on Fools.
Tom's Foolery.
I'm sorry. The hashtag is Foolery on Fools.
Yes.
And I never remember to say hashtags. So like I was doing good. I just
You were
said the
doing
wrong thing.
great.
So it's Tom's Foolery is the chart. And we just got the PDF. I actually only printed the cover chart. I'm using my iPad, but I think you had printed the chart. It's a really good iPad chart because I love when a chart is on one page. So you don't have to like scroll back and forth. And I'm real big on like zooming in on a chart on my iPad. So I love this chart for that because it's all on one page. So, all right, I'm ready to show if you are.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay.
And
So
Sarah,
this,
guess what? I finished filling in my
oh
border.
my gosh, it's a miracle.
I figured I would surprise you.
I love it. Oh, that's so good.
Sarah finished filling in her border like a long time ago. I was dragging my feet because it was boring and I didn't want to do it. And so I've been making myself, and I was like, I'm not going to tell Sarah. I'm just going to show her on our video.
I know. Finally, I was like, I think on the borders, we need to just like do our own. Because I'm like, let me get the border done. I want to get the border done. And you're like, I don't want to do it. I think doing a border for you is better a little chunk at a time. And for me, I'm like,
Yes.
let me get it over with.
Yeah. I get there eventually.
You always
I'm
do.
it just takes me a while because I get bored and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm such a brat when it comes to borders.
A
I get
border
it done.
brat.
Border brat. Yep, that's gonna be my new hashtag, border brat.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's so
so we
funny.
just kind of choose a different chunk to work on every time. So I think I didn't we add this part last time?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. So we just kind of take a look at the chart every time. We're like, where do you want to stitch this time? So we're just kind of jumping around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, and mine is on a cream and sugar fiber on a whim, 18 count.
and mine is on 40 count lightning by needle bling, and we're both using the call 4 DMC.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so
Yeah,
fun. The colors are so vibrant and funky.
they
I
are.
love it.
Yep, me too.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had wanted to do this for a really long time, so I was really glad that you wanted to do it too. Because
I had it kitted up for a long time. And
I
when I
know.
forget which one of us mentioned it, but I was like, yes, let's do it.
Well, I was like, you know what I really want to do, and you were like, what? And when I told you, you said I have it kitted. I was like, well, then
Yeah.
let's do it.
It was meant to be.
It was.
All right, we've got
So
one more. One
one
more.
more.
Is it me or
Let's
you? Oh, it's my turn. Sorry. I'm just
No,
waiting
I
for you to
wasn't
talk.
thinking that. I was like looking at how long we had been recording. So we're almost at an hour. So
Can you believe that? Oh my
I
goodness.
know.
Okay. Our last shared stitch that we've worked on since we saw you last. In fact, this was a start since we saw you last. We decided that we wanted to stitch this for the Back to School SAL, the big awesome project. Um, Also sampler September. So we started this back on September 1st. This pattern is called the Floral Motif Sampler by the Scarlet House. It's so beautiful.
So good.
Another big one. And this is one where we're kind of moving at our own pace. So starting at our own spots, doing our own thing.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And
Are
we
you
are
ready to show?
using,
Oh,
aren't we both using all the called for
correct. Yeah.
overdyes? Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Let me get mine unfolded here.
And I think on our last video we had a big discussion about like what fabric you were going to use. So
Oh,
now you
that's
can do the big
right.
reveal.
That's right. So I ended up going with the 18 count Picture This Plus in the color shale. All right, you
Such a
ready?
good color. Yeah. Okay.
It is.
Oh my gosh, you have so much progress on yours. I don't even
Oh,
think I've seen all of that.
really?
I don't think so. Oh my gosh. Okay, well here's mine.
Oh my gosh. That's
Oh,
so
it's
funny.
beautiful, Sarah. So you
Thank
can see I'm a
you.
top left starter. Um, and this was the fabric I showed you earlier that I started my Wee Santa on. I brought this with me to the retreat. Clearly, I didn't stitch on it at all. Um, oh, my phone is letting me know that it's dying soon. So good thing we're wrapping this video up soon. Um, and here we are. So it's 46 count silver fox by Fiber on a Whim. So there's my start.
Yay. It's beautiful on that fabric.
They both look gorgeous.
Yes, I love mine too.
I'm gonna need to get some shale because you showed 3 different projects on the shale and it looks amazing. I need some shale in my life. All right. Well, I think that's everything, right?
I think so.
Okay, cool. So I guess we'll wrap it up then. So I just want to say thank you on both of our behalves for joining us and hanging out with us and seeing what we've been stitching. We really appreciate you guys taking the time. And like Sarah mentioned at the top of the video, this video is posted on both of our channels. So if you're watching this on my channel, I would highly encourage you to go check out Sarah's channel, Handmade by Sarah W. And if you're watching on Sarah's channel, love for you to come check out my channels, Sarah's Stitchery. And we would definitely love if you guys would subscribe to our channels, like our videos, leave us comments. You can leave us comments here or on our other videos. We love to interact with you guys and hear what you're stitching. And especially if you're stitching something we're stitching, that's so exciting. And we definitely look forward to having lots of you join us for the Winter Folk SAL.
Yes, please
Yes.
comment and let us know if you're joining in with us because I'm
Yes.
dying to hear who all is going to stitch it with us. I'm really, really, really excited.
Yes, me too, for sure. All right, guys. Well, that's where we're going to end it today. So I hope everybody's staying happy and healthy and you're enjoying your fall so far. All right, guys. Take care.
Bye. Thank you for
Bye.
sticking it out with us. I know it was
Yes, thank
long,
you.
but we had so much fun. Thank you.
Bye, guys.